All right, here we are at session 100. Who wants to give a recap of the session I've titled Flee, Flee for Your Lives?
So what I recall is we had just finished the battle with the priests, and we were we had awakened or disturbed the dragon, Xarius's patron, Draco Lich, by taking the staff. And so we were trying to escape, and we ended up going to the room in the bottom of the map, which was supposed to be too small for the dragon to enter. And going into the room, we then encountered some of those
Bodax.
Yeah, Bodax from Vecna, right? Vecna's
Yeah.
Bodax. And they attacked us and kind of fucked us up a bit more than we already were, with their gaze attack and everything. Aurelia decided to go searching through the drawers during the battle, and found a ring. And was there something else that Aurelia found? Or was it just the ring?
It was a dragon medallion and a priest robe,
That's right.
and the weighted blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was on the bed.
Um,
So you have a weighted blanket, which is very useful in the desert. Gets cold at night.
Does.
And so during the fight, Clave, unable to really do much against the Bodax, kind of also went invisible for a while and tried rummaging around and tried to stay as far away from the door that had a dragon on the other side as possible. In the middle of the battle, more combatants entered, and in response, Aurelia erected a wall of stone, which was really helpful to seal all of that off. Because we also heard what we presume is Paradana in the other room, giving commands and trying to quicken the enchantment to get another one of those. Oh yeah, there was the demon
Flesh Golem.
corpse, yeah, that also really fucked up T-Hole. Really didn't like T-Hole.
Yeah,
Really focused on T-Hole.
made a beeline.
Yeah.
Like ignored everything everybody else, just went to Teal.
You know, went after the greatest threat.
Yeah.
Beeline for beehole.
Clave tried to do something with that with his telekinesis, but it just wasn't happening.
True.
And then but we were able to overcome that demon corpse golem, and then there was the wall getting set up, which we then proceeded down into the other room, which was locked, but Clave had knock ready to open it up. And it was another room that was kind of led into a storage area. So we were trying to figure out what to do here, and we're hearing voices that indicate that enemies were coming. So we found a grate in the floor, and we were able to pull that up, and Clave was able to use fly the spell to allow everybody to kind of travel as safely as possible through the running water that the grate led to.
And that's when Aurelia's ring went off because she inadvertently activated it.
Yep.
When she
so
put it,
she
when
was
she riskily put it on.
So she healed, but she also was given off light for the daylight spell. And then so we got to the other end of the tunnel and emerged, and there was a zombie Hydra quickly approaching, and so Aurelia cast invisibility on everybody, and we were able to avoid the Hydra, which then probably lashed out at the enemies that were following behind us.
You definitely did hear the sound of some sort of fight going on, and
Yeah.
the groans of the zombie Hydra. So you're sure there was some encounter that wasn't going. It wasn't as easy for them as just like commanding the zombie Hydra to go away. They were clearly fighting it.
Yeah. And so and another thing that I had forgotten to mention, that the dragon never came through the door and didn't seem to be attempting to, but we were hearing it kind of stomping around outside the door doing something, but not really knowing what it was doing. And so with this staff in tow, we finally got to a place where we can rest. Clave was able to identify the staff, and it turns out that the staff was had some connection to Fafnir, which is a beastly dragon that from a different plane of existence. And so they were using the staff and the Dracolich form of Xarius's patron to bring Fafnir back into the world and kind of supplant the dragon patron. So by removing the staff, we've kind of delayed that from that fate from the dragon patron, and also probably drawing the ire of Paradana, since this was likely some big part of her plan if she invested so many resources in doing this. So unable to touch the staff, Xarius convinced the group to put it into the bag of holding, even though it could have potentially worsened or accelerated the illness that we're all afflicted with. And also in that conversation, we realized this staff is probably the perfect thing to give the seer.
Right.
So so we took a short rest and then headed back out into the desert to try and escape this lair and get to safety.
Yeah, and I would say you probably all would know, even Aurelia, Fafnir is kind of legendary. Like, if you learn any dragon lore at all, you probably heard stories of Fafnir, as it was the first of the red dragons and probably the greatest and most powerful of all time. It was slain by Sigurd using Solastri.
Oh,
so it is, in fact, it's sort of a famous story in this particular world, the slaying of Fafnir by Sigurd.
Man, if only we had that weapon.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, man, I can't remember where we left it.
Yeah.
With the action point that should have been spent to re-roll that save. The
But,
save that in all other instances should have been impossible to fail.
Too big to
That makes-
fail.
Fafnir was probably sent to hell afterwards. And so this ritual was to essentially move its spirit into the body of the patron. And then the patron would slowly transform into Fafnir, which, of course, who knows if the legends are true, but the legends are that Fafnir was like mountain-sized. So beyond merely colossal, it was the size of like a lake, a very large lake. But at the moment, it doesn't seem likely that they can complete their ritual unless they can get the staff back from you. So they're probably going to try to do that. So right now
Which is
you are
why we hid it in the bag.
right. So you have emerged from the cave. You're still in the ravine between two mesas basically in the foothills to this mountain range where the dragon patron has several palaces all located underground. What do you want to do?
Run.
Can we wind walk?
Fly, you fools.
Not,
I don't
not
know if
everyone.
it's. I don't think everybody can. Yeah, some people can, not everybody.
Right. It's been a couple of hours.
Oh, gotcha.
You basically will still have to do a long rest before you can wind walk again. And it's probably going to be another 12 hours really before you can use it again.
We should
So
find
you're
a place
also
to lie low.
Yeah, you are also aware that to the east there is basically an army, but it is on the other side of the mesa, and you're not sure if there's a direct path overland to get to you. But some of them may be able to fly.
Clave will call out to Kepri and ask, Kepri, can you fly above and see if there's any place that's safe for us to go?
I'll
So-
just nod to her. Yeah, go ahead. It's okay.
So then Kepri flies off. He was prepared to ignore you, but
Yeah.
so while she's exploring, is anybody doing anything?
Keeping an eye and an ear out.
Yeah.
Can we?
Do
Clay,
we have to
you
keep
can.
moving, or yeah? I mean, is there a place? Can we keep going right now?
Right. So you are essentially in ravine. Like there you can move north or south at this point, or roughly north or south.
Can we climb?
You could climb up to the top of a mesa. The cliffs aren't exactly sheer, at least where you are at the bottom. As you get closer to the top, they do become more and more vertical. So the last part of the climb would be more complicated.
Clave would shoot that down and say, do you see the condition I'm in? I cannot climb.
I think we should duck into a corner and Clave, do you have enough strength to be able to form the landscape to hide us?
No. I need a rest before I can do that. My magic is completely spent.
Not even just a little Leoman's tiny hut?
I can create that, sure, but I imagine that would be pretty easy to spot.
I thought Leoman's tiny hut was invisible. Like I thought it was transparent.
We established that you could basically make it. I think actually by raw it can be a color, like
Yeah,
a color
be
you
okay.
select.
Is it per
But-
casting or you pick when you take it?
I would say when you cast it. I mean,
Yeah, when you cast it. But I would actually give more leeway to Clave to color up his tiny hut, just because he's an illusionist anyway.
Okay. So I can certainly create a tiny hut and I can try to camouflage it as best I can, but it's still no guarantee that it'll keep us safe. And while we may be safe within the hut, once it's over, once the spell ends, we would be susceptible to any kind of attack that they might prepare. They could just surround us and wait.
That's fair.
But you'd be long rested when you came out, presumably.
come out blasting. So anyway, I started blasting.
For a second there, I thought we were in trouble.
Well, we're surrounded by armies. There isn't a single friendly being besides us in the area. And we're not in any shape to travel. I think our best bet is to try to find a suitable corner and do what we can to rest in it until we can wind walk the fuck out of here.
Right, and also, if you're in the tiny hut, Zarius and T-Hole can win walk away, so they might live.
We just need a minute.
So, I mean, at this point, though, you can expect, you don't necessarily know how long Kepri's going to be away, but probably, you know, at least 20, 30 minutes. It depends on what she sees. But she's not just going to like fly a very short distance and come back. So there probably is time to prepare a tiny hut if you wanted to. Casting it ritually.
How high up is it?
Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, it's the top of the mesa is probably about at least on the one side where the Dragon's Palace is, it's about 350 feet. On the other side, it's noticeably lower. It's probably about 200 feet up, but it's still a substantial height. So Clave, make me a stealth roll using your spellcasting stat.
Okay. This is gonna be bad because I'm at disadvantage. But at least I have action points. So I'm just gonna roll investigation because it's the same modifier.
Okay. So as near as you could tell, you've camouflaged it pretty well, but you never know. So that takes, about 11 minutes for him to set that up. I assume you're basically, given your short rest, you're all sort of healed and there's nothing anyone needs to do. So you're just waiting for Kepri to get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably be sitting and just basically waiting for her to return within the range so that I can feel her, presence and can speak again. Nice.
So everybody make me perception checks.
Oof.
Clave has fallen asleep.
What the fuck? Yeah, all right.
It's like everyone except Zarius and Clave. Roll for
I-
damage.
I think this is all because of my massive investigation check. I fucked up the algorithm for us all for the rest of the session.
Yeah.
So T-Hole, I assume you're not at disadvantage.
T-Hole is. Oh shoot, is that right? It says I'm at 2 levels of exhaustion. Oh yeah, because T-Hole got knocked out and brought up again, and then he
That's
got
why
knocked down. And got brought up again. Yeah.
Well, I
But
asked,
you're
I
never gonna
wasn't
keep him down.
Yeah. He's a disadvantage.
right. That was my recollection, so I wanted to check on that.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're waiting and about an hour has passed. Still no Kepri. You didn't really tell her how far to go to look for stuff. So you're not really sure when you expect her to come back. An hour is not so bad. I mean, this is essentially an outcropping of mountains. If she's looking for a path that you people can walk over.
I might go mist form for a little bit.
Oh shit. So I'm gonna post this so everybody can see what I'm seeing. But if Kepri's not in the tiny hut when it's being cast, she can't come in.
She could be invisible at least.
That's interesting. I actually had completely misrecollected that. I assumed it was one of the things you could just designate people. I actually think that has come up other times where people haven't been there when you cast a tiny hut, and I just didn't realize that was the rule.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
an easy
much,
one to
that
miss.
is, yeah, much more hilarious. So you're gonna go misform and go looking for her?
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell them stand. I'm going to go see if I can find Kepri.
Okay.
So I need you to make me 2 checks, an investigation check and a perception check.
Okay. Sounds about right. That's pretty good.
And are you at disadvantage?
No.
You do notice once you're in mist form flying around that there are several probably people detachments from the army that are in the air. Most of them seem to be flying on hippogriffs. But probably you managed to like every group has about 4 or 5 people on hippogriffs that seem to be flying in loosely in formation in small groups, not really in formation. But you see about 12 of them, and they do seem to be scouring over this side of the palace of the dragon. But you don't come across Kepri. You're not sure where she is or where she went.
Just like, I just got to get within 100 feet of her and I can feel her. Consciously,
it's-
at least.
Right. But it's a mountain range and you weren't able to, or you haven't so far been able to come within 100 feet of her.
Okay.
And this is taking you, it's about an hour of you flying around.
All right. I don't know. I'll probably just keep going. Keep searching.
Okay. Make me another investigation check and perception check.
These motherfuckers can't catch me. Investigation.
So
That
now,
being
well,
said-
actually, right, for you, please roll those checks. And then while you roll those checks, so now Zarius has been gone for an hour. What are you doing in the tiny hut?
So that's 2 hours total.
Right.
Well, Clave has been sleeping. Clave needs his long rest.
Anybody else doing anything?
I mean, Aurelia would just be trying to rest, but just keeping an eye out, just to, anything's
So,
going on.
Yeah, Aurelia, Clave, and T-Hole also make me perception checks.
I'm sleeping.
Okay, then make me a perception check with disadvantage.
I
Extra
already have disadvantage.
Right,
Super secret disadvantage.
right. So Aurelia and T-Hole, you both also notice a flight of hippogriffs that fly overhead. And T-Hole, you would have noticed that they were mounted. They don't, however, seem to notice you, or at least they don't divert in your direction when they fly over you.
Seems there are did you see those hippogriffs, Aurelia?
Yeah, I noticed them.
Not surprised. This hopefully Clave's magic holds. Do you have a backup hut just in case we need to abandon this one?
Yeah, I might.
It's good to know. Where do you think Zarius went off to?
I have no idea.
He told you what he was doing.
Doesn't mean we were listening. Oh, probably looking for Kepri.
Oh yeah, but
Who
At
has
what
the bag? Who has the bag of holding?
I do.
Okay.
So Zarius, after another hour, you still haven't located Kepri.
Sure. I still have keeping trying to keep track a little bit of the amount of time I have left in the flight or on the cloud form.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't remember how many ounce you had left when you got here. So we'll say, you have another 3 hours.
Keep looking.
Okay, give me another investigation check.
And perception.
This time just investigation. And you still don't locate her. Are you going to try again?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to try again for another hour. No need to really roll this. Back at the tiny hut, you guys hear scratching on the edge of the tiny hut. But it's invisible. Whatever scratching is invisible.
Is it an invisible hippogriff?
You're not sure. It doesn't sound as large as a hippogriff.
Snoring increases.
Actually, I might have to retcon that. Let me see something. I was not actually giving due consideration to the fact that this is one well hidden. Oh, no, you do not hear scratching.
I nod off and think I hear scratching, and I wake up. And nothing.
What do you mean? Oh, dang.
You vaguely hear off in the distance Kepri saying, Zarius, where did you go? As Kepri flies up and down the ravine and can't see that you're in a tiny hut.
So to roll back, how long has it been when we entered the whatever,
The tiny hut?
not the tiny hut, the dragon's lair area there? How long were we in there? Like a couple hours, an hour?
Yeah, you were actually probably in there about, you got in very quickly. And then it took you about an hour to get back out again. So you were probably all told in there about 3 hours.
Okay, and it's been 2 hours out here.
Right. So far.
All right.
At least 3 before Zarius gets back because he's still looking for Kepri.
Okay. So another, all right.
That last hour, I just kind of like, not the whole hour. I got to make it back. So, 30-ish minutes, searching a little bit more and then coming back.
And when you come back, you actually can sense Kepri is nearby the tiny hut. And she is relieved to have found you again because you're who she was looking for. But she also, she turns visible outside the tiny hut, resting on top of it because she can't get in. You can see she's pretty injured. She's at like 3 hit points at this point.
Well, she's not gonna remain that way. I guess I didn't like see her hit points. How many she actually had.
I think 22. 3 is just sort of arbitrary. She begins to she is telling you, actually speaking aloud and excitedly, about how she was chased by these hippogriffs, and at one point one of the guys on the back hit her with a sword and she went down, and then she woke up, she was on top of the mesa, and she doesn't really remember how she got there. She's surprised she didn't die falling to the top of the mesa. But then she immediately flew back after she woke up.
Yeah, I'll sort of pick her up and yeah, do channel the magic to heal her.
Right. And obviously when she fell, like, she must have become visible, so she just got lucky that they didn't scoop her up at that point, since she was still alive.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess it's kind of obvious that she can't get into the hut.
Right.
Yeah, so like I'll just kind of tell her then that she should probably stick to being invisible so that she can and then find a quiet nook somewhere nearby.
So she flies off, into a little crag in the side of this ravine. She also mentions that really your only choices are to go north and south at this point. The ravine bifurcates to the north, so you have 2 paths to go there. One is roughly northwest, and the other one continues on north. But they do seem to go on. This ravine seems to continue for quite a while, with several branching passages in the miles ahead. I mean, the further you go to the west, the more mountainous it becomes. So the ravines probably do dead end somewhere along the way. And obviously you already know there are a bunch of hippogriff riders who are looking for you.
Right. Even I saw that. I mean, I was looking for her, but did I notice anything out there too? Anything that might be useful?
I mean, you didn't, there are no sort of obvious structures or anything. You also noticed that these mountains are sort of, there are a number of passages through the mountains. A lot of them do dead end. The one that goes north is sort of the biggest. It's almost like a crack in the mountain range itself. Even that eventually will dead end somewhere. But there are passages to make your way on foot through the mountains. It's just a bit of a maze. That said, you probably only need to survive like 1 long rest.
Yeah. We just got to get to the next cloud form. Let me get the hell out of here.
Agreed.
So are you moving on now? Some of you are like semi long rested at this point, but not fully long rested. And then there's Arius, who's been off searching, so he's not gotten the benefit of any of that.
I mean, we can't.
Clave,
take off
Clave
now.
is still sleeping.
If we try and move, we are likely to be spotted from the air. We should stay here. Rest for as long as possible.
So are you going to try to long rest then?
I would say so.
I welcome rest and stillness.
We're going to remove the try.
Says T-Hole as he is meditating and practicing his daily affirmations.
Oh. Okay, I don't have a good map for this, but as you're sleeping, you begin to hear the sound of wings flapping, as if a whole bunch of people are headed in your direction. So I am just going to move everybody to a blank map and draw things out there.
Suppose it's not very windy through this ravine.
No, you
Nothing
haven't
to-
really noticed. You haven't noticed any wind today at all.
Nothing to blow the sand up over the dome. Hide us.
I mean, you think you're pretty well hidden.
Hmm.
Supposed to be all black.
What was? Is it? That's because nobody's token is on the map yet.
Oh.
Although that's a question. I guess I don't know if I've set lighting for this thing. Let's see. Nope, dynamic lighting's off. So. Can people see now?
Yes.
No.
It looks like yeah, it looks like sand.
No, I can tell where I'm at and where Kepri is at, but it's completely black.
Hmm.
Yeah, same
let's
here.
see.
I'm moving. I don't know where I'm moving, but I'm moving. Hey,
That better?
there we go. Yep.
I don't know why dynamic lighting off wasn't showing anything, so I had to turn it on.
Why is Aurelia's token so big? Did she cast in large?
There. So you do see off in the distance on both sides of you, a number of hippogriffs are landing.
I'm gonna
Unless
gently
somebody's
wake
waking
up.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna gently
I-
wake up Clave here. It's like hand over the mouth, like
What? They can't hear outside this. Sound doesn't pass through. And
well, they have
I would
found
say
us.
that I would say that in my mind with the telepathy.
Well, then I'll just say it aloud. And they have found us, though.
Are we sure? I mean,
Well,
just because they're landing doesn't mean they know where we are.
why would they land?
They're tired.
Piss break.
Mentally to Kepri, I'll just tell her to stay where she is. Stay invisible.
Clave's gonna roll back over and telepathically say, "Let me know when they start knocking."
Can't find what I'm looking for. So. These-
Wait
So
a
you
minute.
definitely see on both sides of you, there are people that are converging on your position.
Did these guys remind us of those elves that attacked us looking for Solasri?
That is the image of them, but that is not what they're supposed to be. They are a
Okay.
mix of races.
Okay.
At least two of them are coming at you from the south are Goliath. But otherwise, they're mostly humans and half elves. I was looking for a different token. I just, for whatever reason, my ability to search this thing is not pulling up the tokens I actually wanted. So these are just sort of close enough. But everybody make me a perception check again. So Zarius, you definitely hear one of them say, "Keep yourself spread out. We know they're in here somewhere."
They're trying their best not to group up.
Is anybody doing anything or just letting them approach?
Just sleeping.
Yeah, yeah, T-Hole wouldn't be doing anything in particular.
Bump. And one of them, not noticing the tiny hut, thinking it to be some sort of mottled colored hill, bumps right into it and realizes this is some sort of magic. And everyone can roll for initiative.
I'll roll mine at disadvantage because I'm sleeping.
Well, and because you're exhausted.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot to click my token. Do you want me to just roll it again, or do you want to
Yeah,
input it?
yeah. You can go roll it again.
Okay.
So one of these priestly looking figures runs up. I guess they all start running up. Oop, close this thing. You're right, it is magical. Stand back. And he begins to cast a spell.
Well,
Nothing we can do about it.
yeah.
Spells don't
Um,
pass through this thing. If I could like kick through to him, that I would,
Does
but I don't have Mage Slayer, so
does my would my arms pass through?
No. Well, actually, I take that back. I think
Because they're
no,
not like magical. I mean they
they're sort of magical though.
they are magical, but they're not like a spell.
Right, and that's why I took it back when I said it. I would let your arms pass through, but it's his initiative at this point. And he cast the spell magic on the tiny hut.
um, did Clave manage to get anything from the long rest, or is it just no
No,
dice?
it's being interrupted at the moment. It's not
Okay.
a full long rest yet. You had your short rest.
Okay.
I mean, you could take whatever benefits there are of a short rest. I would let you take them now.
I've already taken them.
Right. So the tiny hut is gone. You are seemingly surrounded, and the other priest, Seeing you all sort of pop into view once the dome is gone, he is going to attack one of you. Let's see.
Would the tiny hut being dispelled, would Clave notice that enough to awaken?
Make me a perception check with disadvantage. DC
How
is-
quickly
DC
do you
is
fall
10.
asleep?
So no, you do not notice. Clave snores loudly and rolls
Okay.
over.
It's like I just woke his ass up. How fucking fast does he go to sleep?
Tired.
Yeah,
I
they have
would
2
say
levels of
that's.
caution.
I would say it's fair. If you want to be awake, you can be awake since Zarius tried to wake you up.
Alright, I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep instantly,
That is
but
not what I meant to click, so you can ignore that.
Clave will
the wall.
go, telepathically, he'll go, shit, I forgot about dispel magic.
So you're still prone though at the moment.
Oh yeah, I'm prone.
Right. And so of the targets that are not prone because he wants to use a ranged attack, he is going after Aurelia. But he missed. So T-Hole's turn.
Teal is going to use his bonus action. He has all his Kai points back. So he's going to use his bonus action and to do the arms and the visage, which is 3 Kai points. And then he will run towards, is this the priest?
There's 2 priests with them who both of whom are wearing the same sort of holy symbol as the Vec Knights.
So he runs to get within range, and he is going to punch them. Oof.
21 hits.
And then I'm going to attempt a stunning strike. So it's a con save.
Does he maintain concentration on his detect magic?
Was it detect magic I clicked?
I mean,
Does
you said it was
dispel-
this is definitely magic. I just figured maybe he cast detect magic.
Oh, no, he was just touching the side of it. That was he had to make a minor arcana check to figure out if the perfectly smooth dome was magical.
That's a fail.
So he's stunned.
And that'll be T-Hole's turn.
Clave,
Don't the guys go?
you're both at 15. I'll let you go first.
No, the Goliaths.
The 2 priests have already gone. One cast dispel magic and the other one tried to shoot Aurelia with a guiding bolt and missed.
Right, but the Goliaths here have 17s on their initiative.
I'm not seeing Goliath. The 17 is
That's these guys.
yeah, those are the priests. 2 Goliath priests.
Oh, the priests are the Goliaths. These guys
Yes.
are okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to use an action point and to create a 5th level spell slot. And centering it right here. To capture these guys, I'm going to cast dun da da da. So they have to make a DC 18 intelligence saving throw.
These are the priests. So, sorry, who was in the range other than the priest?
Uh,
This guy.
That guy, yeah. He actually saves. So they all take 28 psychic damage, half if they succeed, and the priests now subtract a d6 from attack rolls, ability checks, and constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. They can reattempt the save each turn to avoid or to stop that effect.
Okay. Now it's the
Um,
assassin's turns. Unless you're doing
Wait,
something else.
I might be doing something else.
Yeah, true.
Um, Either way, I'm only gonna be able to get 3 of them, but yeah, I can't afford to mess around, so I'm gonna spend my last action point to cast my last fireball spell. And I will target these 3.
One failed.
I don't happen to have uncanny dodge.
That is an interesting question. Two of them managed to completely dodge the effect entirely.
Fuck. Okay. That's fine. Did it at least look like the one that got hit, it at least hurt him?
Yes, it definitely hurt him.
Okay.
And then their turn. And because they are unsportsmanlike, and
Oh, I would have stood up too.
damn it. This was their big chance. Except for the guy who's prone.
5 yards, roughing. Roughing the
Uh,
caster.
I mean, that's fair. So you've stood up and you're not prone.
Right.
Nevertheless,
Yeah.
seeing that you
That's
cast a
fine.
fireball at them, a bunch of them are still moving in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 of them are going to try to attack you. With their weird spike chains.
That's a miss.
And he makes a second spike chain attack and also misses. And the
Yes.
next guy,
Yes, miss. Hit. Miss.
so make me a constitution saving throw.
Boom.
So you take half the poison damage from the guy who hit.
Okay, so
So it's 9 piercing
13.
and 14 damage, poison damage. And then the last guy. A lot of 9s.
Those both miss. So 9 and 14.
I can just barely make it.
Do I still have the temporary hit points? I forgot what I had them for.
Yeah, they would have disappeared on the short rest. I don't remember when they came up.
Okay.
And then these two guys are attacking Aurelia. So Aurelia make me, I assume 19 hits.
Yeah, where they get 2 attacks each?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your-
19 hits,
What's your
Fif-
AC?
15.
So maybe 2 con saves. So both made it. So you take half the poison damage. So 12 and 11 poison damage
Okay.
from those 2 hits.
Okay.
And then these guys at a distance use their light crossbows. And they are also attacking Clave, but they don't get multiple attacks, but they're. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. So Clave and Aurelia also take. Clave takes 21 sneak attack damage. I forgot about that. And Aurelia takes 30 sneak attack damage. And then the 2 guys with light crossbows target Clave.
Alright. That's 2 hits, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna bring me down to 0. So con save. Alright, so do they also have sneak attack?
Yes.
Their light crossbows? Okay. I'm not even gonna bother. I only have 29 hit points left, so I'm down.
So you see Clave is pummeled this round. But it's Darius's turn.
And now I have 3 levels of exhaustion.
And Darius is not here. So I just noticed that. So I guess we will come back to him. Wait, Aurelia had a 23? Oh, that's right, because we started in the middle of the turn order. Aurelia, it's your turn.
All
You
right.
have 3 guys around you, although one of them is focused on attacking Clave, who has just, passed out and fallen over from all of the attacks he's taken.
Okay. I blow the horn. 14 Veil Warriors appear.
Okay, drag him onto the map.
All right. How do I do that?
You just press down on, like, right click on the thing and drag it over and drop it.
Okay. I gotta find them first. Yeah. There's a Warhorn. Summoned creatures.
Yeah, it's under summoned creatures.
All I see is Bag of Tricks.
Let me check. You should be able to. Maybe I didn't update it at some point. I'll drag them out for you.
Okay.
I assume I can just put them anywhere, like where I think you would want them. Let me see if I did this right in the first place. Oh, I see. It's in Zarius's journal because he originally had that thing. I guess
Oh,
you've never
okay.
used this before.
No, I've used it, I think, once.
So check to see that you can move that girl rather.
Hold on. I can't. Hold on. I'll be right back. I take my dogs out.
Okay, let's take a little break then, since Zarius, we've now lost Zarius and Aurelia,
Sounds good.
Okay.
and then I will be able to put all of these 14 guys on the board. Weird.
Is it my turn?
Yes, we all broke. Well, we did move on to Aurelia, who blew her silver horn and summoned 14 warriors.
This is exactly when to do it. 'Cause we are fucking wiped.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So you notice, by the way, that one of the Veil warriors is your mother.
Okay. Uh, that's an interesting development.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I don't know what that is.
But you should be able to
Mother?
control. You should. Yes, he didn't have a mother.
I don't know. The Dragonborn. I don't know.
Not in the same
But
way that you do.
you should be able to control them now. And I just scattered them around the board. For some reason, copy and paste is not working, at least not the keyboard shortcuts. So weird Roll20 thing.
Has this guy been hit or any of these guys been hit at all?
One of the assassins was caught with a fireball. Two of them managed to completely dodge the effects of a fireball. And both of the war priests have been hit.
Right.
And
Well,
one of the assassins also was hit with synaptic static. So a couple of them are injured. One of the war priests is stunned at the moment, so he's definitely injured.
Yeah, I don't know. These war priests, they might have good constitution. I don't know. So, but you know what? You gotta try. So that one there on my turn, I was gonna hit him with a blight.
Okay.
So that's a con save for that guy. That was terrible. Yeah, he did. He rolled really well. So he took half that.
So he's looking kind of rough.
Yeah. I hope
You
so.
know, not on the verge of falling over rough, but pretty rough for him.
I reach out my hand and it like it starts to wither and like grow even more ancient than it already kind of is for my age, uh for my advancing age. And then the magic leaves my hand and then the color to my hand returns and then envelops him. He manages to shrug off a portion of it, but I mean,
Yeah, but you see his skin is already stone gray because he's a Goliath.
right.
But you see black veins begin to run up and over his face as he stumbles around stunned. So is Aurelia doing anything else?
Um, so Obviously that's an action. Do the warriors attack this round, or they have their own initiative or something, or they attack the next round or something?
I think the horn says that they go right after you.
Doesn't say.
I guess it doesn't say. Yeah.
I mean, I'd say they go on your turn, basically, so you can have them attack this round.
Okay. Is there a
It's like
standard
a summoned creature, basically.
right? Is it a standard roll they have? I can make or
So if you press like shift and double click a token, you'll get the
God.
stat block for the warriors. Every one of them gets a great axe attack, and if they want to, they can attack recklessly to get advantage. But it's one great axe attack per warrior. It's just a question of whether or not you want to do it with advantage. If you do it with advantage, then any attack against them
against
has
them has
advantage.
advantage. Okay.
So it would be easiest if you decide for all of them if they're attacking recklessly or not.
I would say
rather
so. I would say so, yes.
Might as well attack recklessly.
Right. Okay.
Right. So you just have to click on, since they're all attacking recklessly, you might as well just click on 14 great axe attacks. And then tell me which ones each is targeting.
Okay. Okay, literally go on their character sheet. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then your mom, you can also use, your mom has a little bit more in the way of abilities than the rest of them. So she also has a character sheet.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We'll start with okay. That guy right there. Did you see where I pinged?
No, I did
The
not.
one to
sorry.
the left of my mother.
Right.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna
Oh,
go
left of
around
your
in a
mother. You mean this
gonna-
guy?
yeah, that guy, the warrior to
Okay.
the right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with her, and we're just
Right.
gonna go around in a circle attacking that guy.
Okay.
All right.
That's a hit.
It's not. I did not see it roll. Oh, okay, 19. So that's the first. That's okay. They're all going to attack
f-
recklessly, so they have advantage, right?
Right. So it's 14, 4 attacks on him. First one hit.
Okay. Okay.
That one missed. That one
Wah,
missed.
wah.
That one
So they have
hit.
advantage, right? 20?
Yep, that one hit.
So, all right. So those four do 18.
Yep.
All right. And then the two underneath there are going to attack the same guy if he's still up, which I'm assuming he is.
Well, so this guy is the one who just got attacked 4
Oh,
times.
my bad. You're right.
And
you're
then
right.
this guy, I assume, is who you're attacking next.
Yep, he'll take 2 attacks.
Hit.
Okay.
Hit.
23. Oh, that's much better. That's 15 slashing. Okay.
So now you've got a bunch more. You've got these
Yeah.
2 people here and this
Yep.
one. They could all attack this guy in common.
Yeah, those 2. Yeah, they'll attack that guy. 15,
That's a hit.
22,
That's a hit.
11. Okay. And then the third one there can get to that one
can
as
get to
well,
this-
right?
Yep,
Attack the same one. 15.
that's a miss.
Okay. All right, and then we got the remaining 4. So 2 on The
The
bottom,
stunned,
the stunned
war
one.
priest.
Yep.
That's a miss. And that's a crit.
Okay. Okay.
Actually, let me check something. Oh, okay, +3. So that's actually 26 from the crit. And then the
Okay.
15 missed.
Nice.
Okay. And then the other two will attack the other guy. Miss and
Hit.
hit. Okay, so now I gotta click on, what'd you say? Shift, double click?
Yep. The spells are below the spells she knows.
Right, okay.
And you can assume she has all of her spell slots.
Oh, that's even better.
I just didn't update the sheet after I was doing something else with it.
No, that's fine. I can't do that.
Unfortunately, nobody's in metal armor.
Yeah.
Like they knew.
Um,
I mean, the assassins are using metal weapons, but they could drop those.
and Clave is still down, right?
Clave is still down.
Yep. But don't bring me back up
Okay,
because I don't
But-
want to
but-
take another level of exhaustion.
But you also can't hear Clave. So you don't know.
Yeah.
He just has a fuck this look on his face, is all you can tell.
um. Gonna cast, let's go over here. It's gonna cast Shatter, but I think I'll end up hitting Clave as well.
Shatter is a 10-foot radius, so it depends on where you place it, but it's hard to place it in the midst of the group you're in.
Yeah, it's in a
So
cluster.
it's right. So
She'll
it's like
just do vicious
20 feet
mockery.
across.
She'll just do vicious mockery on the one in front of her. DC 14. Charisma.
He failed. What's the damage?
Okay. Pretty sure it's 2d4. I'm gonna vicious. Vicious mockery. What level she is? 2d4, yeah. Roll that. 2 damage. Oh, it said, okay, it's a wisdom save, but
Let's just roll with it.
okay. But he has disadvantage on his next attack.
He does.
Okay. That is my long drawn out turn. And I take an action point so I can, no,
Yeah. Yeah, taking an action point would not let all the Veil Warriors
I,
go again.
yes,
Although I would let you use an action point to let them all attack again, but it's not you get an attack and they get to go again.
right, right.
So let me just flag this one guy to remember that he's at disadvantage because you broke his heart with whatever insult it was that she whispered in
Yeah.
his ear.
Mhm.
So that guy's still stunned, so he can't really do anything. The other war priest, who is suffering from the synaptic static, realizes that this is not going as well as he expected. So he is going to cast. You know what? This is really not going as he expected. He is going to cast a 5th level spiritual guardians. So on people's turns, they will have to contend with. You see, there is a wave of demonic spirits now circling around this particular war priest. Out to 15 feet.
Man, why can't people cast that sort of thing around Blade? who has a Warcaster? It's like, oh, I got something for this. No.
Messed that up. And it's Teal's turn. So you are now surrounded by people, many of whom they look to be sort of, although they look somewhat celestial and very similar in appearance, they also have a bit of a primitive air to them, all of them wielding these metal great axes and dressed in extremely old-fashioned and primitive armor. It's nicely made, but it's ancient in design.
Is T-Hole able to recognize Aurelia's mom?
No, you have no idea who Aurelia's mom is. You know she's different. She's in this somewhat sable looking robe. It's furry, it's covered in fur. So it looks like it might be a little bit hot in this environment,
Okay.
but you don't know who she is. You probably could tell she looks like Aurelia.
All right. T-Hole is going to Teal's just gonna attack the one in front of him, rather than mess with attacks of opportunity.
So the last 3 hit.
Get the martial arts die. Actually, I should have applied that to the last one too.
You can just roll it now. He's looking extremely injured at this point, but he's still up. Anything else you're doing?
I'm gonna attempt a stunning strike. DC 17. He makes it.
Anything else?
That'll be it for T-Hole.
Glaive is unconscious, so I need a death save.
Yep, I'm coming.
Oh, and I forgot my war priest gets to try to make another save. Well, he's not stunned anymore, I guess. never mind.
Well, your war priests still get to try to save against the synaptic static.
Right. So stunned guy. Nope. And not stunned guy. Nope.
All right, and that's all right. I just need to beat a 10, right?
Yep.
All right.
I forgot about this advantage.
Yeah. It's a bitch.
And it's the assassin's turn. Let's see. Well, the one who just got viciously mocked is going to go after your mom.
Sax box.
That would be a miss. That would, I think, be a hit. I actually don't have her stat block open. So she is already not looking so hot.
All right, what I
Uh-oh.
miss? Oh, is it my turn again?
Nope. They're still going.
Got it.
So these two guys are going to keep attacking Aurelia.
Any crits
Because-
for me to cancel out?
No. That's a miss. That's a hit. Make me a con save, Aurelia. That made it. So you take 9 poison damage and 7 piercing damage. These two guys will move up here. They're attacking this particular Veil Warrior. Hit. Miss. Let's see, 2 con saves. So one of the Veil Warriors vanishes in a burst of flame. This one also going to attack another Veil Warrior. She's still up. And then these guys. A couple targets. So this one here is also attacking Velatitis, Aurelia's mom. So I think that is enough, even if she makes the save. Why is it not pulling this up? There we go. Yeah. So Velatitis also disappears in a burst of flame, saying, "No, I have a message." But then she's gone.
Gotta wait 7 days.
These other two, well, this other one rather, is going to attack Zarius. And then that guy gets one extra attack, so misses. So one hit on Zarius. Zarius has to make me a con save.
Jesus Christ, 27 poison. The fuck? Alright.
They came here to kill you.
Alright. 27 and 4. And then a con save.
Yeah, to see if you take half damage from the poison.
Probably not.
No, you take 31 damage total, unless you're resistant to poison damage.
No, acid. I got the acid and the fire.
And now it's your turn.
It seems like it might be a good time to ignite a spiritual guardian, huh?
To compete with the other spiritual guardian that's going.
Yeah. So let's do. Yeah. So spirit guardians. I'm gonna do this shit at 5th fucking level.
That's what the other guy's doing.
I didn't mean to roll it just yet, but
Right.
I was spending the spell slot in D&D Beyond, so. And then do I want to do anything else? Everybody's sort of piled up in a bad way. Obviously I'm making all my friendlies immune to this effect,
Right.
including all the ancient warriors here.
Right.
Can we do something cool? This guy, what's up with this guy right now?
Um,
Done, didn't he?
well, right. Well, no, T-Hole went and he's not stunned anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, not no one was stunned.
So
But
Kepri,
both of them are suffering from synaptic static still, so there's that.
what's that do? I guess I don't really know.
Right. It basically imposes a 1d6 on their various rolls.
Okay. Yeah, so Kepri is gonna fly above, I guess, this guy, since he's outside of the range. No, you know what? Let's do this guy. She's gonna do this guy. She's gonna fly about 30 feet above his head and cast suggestion. See if this works. Suggesting she remove this other warrior from the battlefield. In whatever violent means necessary. And then let's see here. So what save is this? Wisdom saving throw. DC 13. Nah.
So Kepri becomes visible when that happens.
Yeah, I know. As a bonus action, she can go back invisible. So she shall do so. Superior invisibility, bonus action. Nice. I think that's, unless I want to use an action point. I'll wait for a minute. I'll wait. Say go.
Aurelia, it's your turn.
All right, here we go. Starting with the same one on that
Got
assassin.
to share screen.
19. Attacking recklessly.
$19 hits.
Okay. Takes 14 damage. What?
Oh, I see. You're waiting for, I was, not clicking on it. There we go. He's still up, so you can keep going.
Okay, next guy. 21, 27.
He's still up.
Next one. 15 slashing. That's better.
He's still up, but if he took that hit twice, he'd have been down.
All right, so the fourth one will attack him. Critical.
That's enough. He falls over in a bloody mess with multiple axe wounds.
All right. And then the one that's right below me will attack the one that's to my left.
The one that killed your mom. He also looks pretty bad now, but he's still barely up.
All right. And that one will attack the one in the middle.
Sure, she doesn't want to attack him.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The guy in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, well. 19.
That hits. And once again, he screams, "No!" as the axe falls down on his head, caving it in.
All right.
Nice.
Hmm. Okay. Keep forgetting. Okay, so the next one will attack the one next to him. Let's be super good.
Sorry, which is the next one and the one next to him? This one?
Okay. That one attacking
so
the one that's
attacking
next
him.
is yeah. Sorry.
That's a hit.
Okay. Number 8. 7. All right. And the one that's below Zarius will attack the same one.
Yep.
14. Wah, wah.
That's it. That is a miss. He
Okay.
dodges out of the way.
All right. These two down here will attack the war priests.
Okay.
17.
That hits.
22.
Both hit.
All right. And then the next one
He is not looking good either, but he's still up.
10
Oh, I was-
and sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. 10
10
missed.
and 18.
18 hit.
All right.
And the three who are in the red circle, you can't see the red circle, I guess.
Oh, your red circle. Okay.
No, the different
Oh,
red
there we
circle.
go. That
I
okay,
forgot to set the player permissions on these circles. So
that's fine.
there we go. There are overlapping regions of spiritual guardians. So for the 3 Veil Warriors who are in the red circle, make me wisdom saves.
Okay.
That
17. 19. 14.
So 14 failed.
Right.
Is it safe for half, Sarius?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the two who made it take half damage.
21. Okay. I'll mark those off.
Right. So it's actually 27 because it's an upcast version of this.
Oh, okay. My bad. 13 then. Oh, I see. And then I've got go.
And then anything else you're doing?
Do
See, I really need a mass combat system just for this one fight.
that'll be attack of opportunity. Can't do that.
That's something that the DM for the Dragonlance game did was develop something called units, where you like plug in a creature type that can organize, and it basically becomes like 1 or 2 sizes larger. And it's like supposed to represent a fighting unit that you are single-handedly fighting off, or multiple people in some cases.
The guy next
But
to
I
me, I'm
mean-
gonna cast.
Sorry, go ahead.
Guy next to me, I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
He failed.
All right.
So he is going to use his reaction to run. So your 4 Veil Warrior, he has to basically run around these guys here. So four of the Veil Warriors get attacks of opportunity, and you do if you have a weapon out.
So, okay, 4 or 2?
4.
Oh, get it.
These-
Oh, I guess. Okay, you're right.
These
You're right.
two down here also
Yeah.
get it.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'll do their attacks. 21. Well,
That
I don't.
hits.
Yeah. Well, 20.
20 still hits. 21 hits.
Okay. Third attack. All right, miss.
That missed. And that
2
missed.
misses.
So he is not looking good, but he does manage to make it out of the circle and then and
Good.
never leave. Actually, I changed my mind. He wouldn't be running towards the ravine wall. He would have run down this way. So he's here instead. Anything else you're doing?
No, I think I've used enough time.
So this guy, the formerly stunned one. He is going to call down a flame strike on. Well, he can get a lot of people. He doesn't want to hit his own people though. Can't quite get Clave. Oh, yeah, he still can. So he is doing that. Aurelia, 5 of your Veil Warriors need to make dex saves, and you do, as a column of flame descends from the sky on you.
That's counterspellable.
It is counterspellable.
Might be worth it because flame strike can be pretty massive. I guess you got the roll there. 26 damage looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be one thing if I had a lot of spell. But
I understand.
5 deck saves.
Yeah, 5 deck saves and then 1 for yourself.
Okay, so. Okay. 21. 16. 17. 13. 21.
So one of your Veil Warriors takes full damage and the rest take half, and then your own.
26. I gotta make a save.
So you also take half damage. So it's 13 and then 26 to one of the Veil Warriors, to the 4th Veil Warrior, which I guess would be this one.
Right. Oh. Wow. So which ones had to make the saves? Is it all? Okay.
It's the ones who are, that's true. It's hard for me to point them all out. I'll just take the damage. It's the ones who are kind of like in right around you on this side of the map.
Okay, is
Inclu-
one below me too?
including- Yeah,
Okay, all right. That's who I thought. All right, I'll take care of it then. I got it.
okay. And then the
Okay.
other War Priest is first going to move. He'll take the attack of opportunity to move here so that he can get Zarius. Well, he doesn't want to step into Zarius's thing, I guess. He'll just move there.
No, that means he's got to roll. If he wants to get me, he's got to get himself.
Right. So that's what he doesn't want to do. So he's not going to take the attack of opportunity for just that. But he does want to better position himself. And then he will. Well, as a bonus action, he's going to cast Healing Word on his friend here. So the other War Priest is slightly healed, and then he's going to take a swing at one of the Veil Warriors
Okay.
with his maul.
All right.
The -1 to 6 on all of his attacks.
Yeah.
So his 18 becomes a 14, which I think still hit the Veil Warrior. Yeah. Then a second attack. So I'll take the damage off of this one. And that's his turn. And then they
Did
get
they-
saves because they would like to shake this off. Unfortunately, they're not the brightest. Nope, they do not shake off the Synaptic Static.
Did they get an attack of opportunity when he moved?
No, he was thinking about, I forgot about this other Spirit Guardians. So he was thinking about taking an attack of opportunity, but he would have had to have stepped right into the Spirit Guardians to do it.
Okay, that's fine.
So he didn't. But now he's flanked by like 3 of them rather than just 2. And it's T-Hole's turn.
T-Hole is going to continue hitting the one in front of him.
That's a hit.
And then I guess he'll hit until he kills him. Because he was pretty close. Or at least he looked like he was.
Right. So the second attack missed. The 15 missed. The third attack, however, killed him.
Nice. And T-Hole would have just redirected that 4th attack to just like punch right past his right past his collapsed body to this one.
Okay. And that hit. But he's still up.
And I'm gonna spend another Kai point to attempt a stunning strike.
He's stunned.
Nice. And that'll be my turn.
Glaive, another death save.
All right.
I didn't know Clay was down.
I've been down since the first round.
Got it.
Yeah, so 2 fails.
Oof.
Reincarnation.
And it's the assassin's turn.
Wisdom save.
Yep. Failed. So what's the damage?
Fucking garbage.
21. That knocks him out. He's dead.
Nice. How's this guy? He's probably just outside the range, huh?
Yeah. This would also be outside the range. Basically, if you can cover more than 50% of the square, I say
Yeah.
you're in range.
Okay.
So this guy, he is going to attack the Veil Warrior in front of him. That's a miss. That's a hit.
That's a hit.
So she has to make a con save.
Okay. 23.
She made it. So actually, yeah, she didn't really. She also disappears in a flame because 12 plus 9 is more than 20. She only has 20 hit points left.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice.
Yep.
But that's that's his turn. This one's going to move up and attack Aurelia. So the 14 misses, but maybe a con save for the 18.
Ah. Shit.
So you take 35 damage.
Yeah, no. You're safe. This isn't Mike's game.
Yeah, I don't instant death you. This one's also going to move up though and attack Aurelia. They're kind of hoping that all these Veil Warriors disappear if they can bring you down. So make me another con save. 2 more con saves, actually.
Just, well, oh, shit.
That made it. So you take half damage from the first one. So 20 damage total from the first attack.
Okay. All right. And then the second attack will bring me down.
So Aurelia also crumples.
I got Death Ward. I'm back up.
Yep. Then you also notice the very disappointed look as they were really hoping this was like a concentration thing. And this guy, having run away, is now going to run back up. I can't really get to. He's going to go after T-hole.
Can I get an insight on their disappointment?
Yeah, their disappointment was so palpable, you don't even have to roll insight.
I want to say something to them.
So he tries to make chain attacks against T-Hole, but T-Hole is too dodgy for him. That's their turn. Zarius.
I look over to them to say, the sound of that horn heralds your end. As I step forward here, sort of envelop these guys here. So I'm going to use one of my action points to get a 5th level back
Okay.
so that I can raise Clave there with a 5th level cure wounds.
Why? Why did you do that?
What do you
You're just
mean?
you're exposing me to more harm, and I'm going to go down now with 5 levels of exhaustion. Or 4 levels.
Hit me with that
You're about
spell.
to die.
Yeah, but I'm also in the middle of a fight. They're gonna see me come up and they'll be like,
Just lay there.
dead.
Right,
Pretend
you
you're
can
dead.
play. You can play dead.
Well, I mean,
In fact, if
you're
you
getting
try-
max
if-
heal, so I don't know
Right.
what you're complaining about.
If you try to play dead somewhere, Brandon will smile. He won't even know why. He'll just know.
I mean, yeah, that is definitely something Clay would do is play dead. So, okay, how much do you heal me?
The max of 5d8 plus 5, so
45.
yeah. You know, it's nothing to
So-
sneeze at.
I'm faking dead still, so I'm keeping the dead symbol on me.
So on your turn, you can decide. It's probably either a deception check or a performance check to fake death. You can figure out what you want to roll for that.
Clave immediately just says it, like, doesn't move. He just says in my mind, I'm faking dead.
Does Clave say that in his mind?
No,
I just be okay. So
he's
when
just
it
being still and silent and hoping nobody notices him.
so let's go. What role do you want to use for that? Because Zarius may have a
Deception.
reaction.
Deception.
Yeah.
And Zarius roll me an insight check.
Would it be insight or medicine?
I'll let you use medicine.
Okay.
All right, I'm at disadvantage, so it's a 10.
Okay, so you're
Oh,
now
you're
also
100% alive, goddammit.
Well-
I can tell.
right now. Also roll me an insight check. To
That's
see if you
fair.
can figure out what's going on.
What's my passive insight? 20? I think I got it.
His deception is 26. So passive insight.
No,
You're
my deception is a 10. I'm at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you do seem to understand. He is just lying still.
What he's going for here.
Opossuming.
Yeah. So I just stand up then, looking angry.
But everybody sees Zarius sort of step forward and lay hands on him as he speaks the words of power, and it seemingly nothing happens. We'll see if the assassins are fooled on their turn. But
like
it's
to think-
Aurelia's
I like to
turn
think
now.
that the little jackals that are running around in my spiritual guardians sort of like all stop and look as I touch hands, and then he doesn't move. And then I stand up and look at the assassins, and then all their heads sort of follow mine in that instant. Trying to do a little intimidation factor here.
So Aurelia, you're up.
All right, so. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here with that Veil Warrior
Mhm,
on the priest.
mhm. That's the
20
miss.
24.
Oh yeah,
Attacking
yeah, you're
reckless
right. That's a
attack.
hit.
Okay. And the other one will attack you with a miss.
They'd have to make wisdom saves too, right?
The priests, not No,
No,
they
the
don't.
warrior's inside the thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's true. Yeah, make me wisdom. This one who's the one who went first. She could go down. So make me a wisdom save for her.
Womp womp.
So she definitely goes down. Actually,
Okay.
so her attack doesn't count because she
alright.
disappeared.
And then wisdom save for the other two.
Yes.
Nope.
So they both take 29 damage, which I'll take off from them. But
Okay.
they can make their attacks.
Okay. So the second one missed, so it's the
Right.
two at the bottom there.
Actually, yeah, this one here also has to make a wisdom save.
Oh, she's in there too. Okay.
So
Oh.
she made it. So she only takes 12.
Okay. So those two at the bottom will attack. 25. The crit.
Yep. She's attacking this priest.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's still up. 21.
That hits. But he's still up. He is looking very bad. He got healed last round, is why he's still up, by the way. This priest healed him. But he is looking pretty bad again. Now the other ones.
So this one, God, I wish I could.
Which one?
This one right here, I'm moving.
I
Does
don't
she
see
have
it.
to make a wisdom
Uh,
save?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Who's that dude? move?
You have to drop the token for me to see that you've moved it, by the way. So she also takes 25, which I'll deduct, but she can
Okay.
attack.
She's gonna attack that one. 24.
That's a hit. And that's enough to drop him. He's dead.
Okay. This one's gonna move here and attack the guy that's right in front of me.
Okay,
21.
that hits. Wow, he's surprisingly looking okay still. He apparently has been in the middle and so not attacked as much.
Um. in- Now, if that one went down there, does that provoke an attack of opportunity or no?
No,
Okay. I'm going to attack the same one.
That hit.
Okay. This one will move down here and attack the same one.
that hit.
Okay. Then this one at the very end is going to attack the guy at the end there.
I
Miss.
missed.
I got two more left. We'll move around, attack him.
That hit. He's still looking okay.
All right, I've got one Veil Warrior left to attack. I'm going to use the disengage action.
You are? Oh, you are personally, you mean?
Yes,
Not the Veil Warrior? She's not running for her
no,
life.
no, because when I move, she's gonna step in my place. So, so I can move 30 feet, right?
Yep.
Getting the fuck out of Dodge. And this one will move down here and attack that dude.
This dude or this dude?
Uh, that one right there, sorry. I don't have very good luck when I try to ping it. But it's a miss.
That's a miss.
Um. I gotta get some hit points back, so I might have to take an action point. Take another action. Unless Zarius is gonna help me out.
Are you spending an action point or waiting for Zarius?
At this specific one, I don't know. You moved away. If you go down, I can help you a lot easier.
Oh.
This is a known fact.
You prefer dead, is that what you're saying? Now,
You're
from
dead.
my
You're dead.
understanding, the Veil Warriors don't disappear if I die, right?
They didn't when you almost went down the first time, but yeah, it's your understanding. They don't disappear. They're not actually like it's not a spell you're
Not a-
concentrating on.
Right, okay.
But they could take you with them when they go. When they do disappear, carry your soul off if you're dead.
Hmm.
You join their ranks.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't sound like a
Hey, you'll be with your mother.
Hmm. All right, that's my. I think that's all. I've spent enough time.
Okay. So this war priest. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. He's gonna, so he takes an attack of opportunity by moving here. So roll me one great axe attack. That hits.
Concentration.
Good point.
He has a minus, oh no, he doesn't, never mind. Yeah, he does. He has a minus D6 for concentration checks while he's affected by the static.
Yeah, he didn't make it. So he loses concentration on his spirit guardians, much to his dismay.
Amazing.
And then he goes ahead with his plan. That is very disappointing.
Mhm.
But I guess spread out amongst basically everybody who's still up, it's not that bad.
We'll see what they take whenever I roll my damage.
Really do that. No, that's his turn. I mean, I guess, yeah, no, I can't do that either. Well, that's his turn. Steel's turn.
Deal is going to run over to this this war priest and wail.
Second one's a miss.
Oof.
Let's see, how much damage is that total? 16 plus 18 plus 19.
Yeah, 20 plus 16, 36.
Right.
And I will attempt a stunning strike. He made it. Just barely. That'll be Teasel's turn.
So Clave is still playing dead.
Yeah, you need me to make a check for that?
No, you made a check. If you want to re-roll it, that's fine.
Nah.
You know, the assassins, I just want to see if they realize you're. Well, you know, I never mind. I'm just going to use their let's see what their passive insight is. Let's see. So this assassin, freshly healed. Hate to say it, but he's going to attack Clave because Clave is prone. Oops.
Do they have to make a wisdom save first or?
Some of them do,
Yeah,
you're
that's
right.
true.
But these guys probably are going to survive this. But we'll do that first.
Maybe they'll get angry.
So the guy who I was about to use just failed. Oh, he failed. He failed. Probably they all failed. Yep, they all failed. Let's see. Actually, this guy here on the end, he dies.
Nice.
It's a hit.
He-
That's a hit. And
Con save.
yeah, I have disadvantage on these. Yeah. So that brings me back down. So now I have 4 levels of exhaustion.
So this other guy who's sort of in a position where he could attack you, that was kind of his plan too. But I'm gonna roll 1d2. And lower number is bad. So on a 1, he is going to continue attacking you, of course.
Fine. So then it's considered a crit.
I
Right.
can negate a crit, so I will do that.
So it's
Okay.
only 1 failed death save. That's actually a miss.
Hey, look, you fucking miss.
Damn it. This other one can't really move without drawing multiple attacks of opportunity. So he's kind of stuck where he is in the Spirit Guardians, which he doesn't like, but he is going to attempt to attack this one, I guess. Oh, which one? I guess he'd attempt to attack this one. That's a miss. That's a hit. So maybe a con save. I can do it for this one. made it. Well, we'll go with mine because she made it on mine.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So she takes 17 17 damage if you want to deduct that from her.
Oh, just ping which one that was. I'm sorry.
The one in the
Okay,
corner
that one.
here.
Gotcha. All right. 17. All right.
Yep, that's their turn. Sarius.
Um,
So I'd say, between your passive insight and your medicine check, you're aware that that Clave is no longer faking.
yeah. I saw him get hit.
Right.
I'm like, shit. God damn this guy. He didn't even move. Didn't even try and move. Um, yeah, I just realized I have one more of those a day. On this day. So I will step over his body, presenting a more imposing target for them to try and hit. Yeah, can't do that because they'll get hit. That is a concentration spell, so I don't want to do that either. All right. Yeah, I still have Revivify if you go down. If you die, we're good. So I'm gonna toll the dead on one of these
What do
guys.
you mean? I got
Fuck it.
reincarnate. Hold on.
Yeah. I'll let Aurelia do her thing.
Someday reincarnation will be used.
I'll toll the dead on this guy. So that's a wisdom save.
Oh. Couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. 23 damage.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still up. He's
Really
not
rung
looking
his
good.
bell though.
Anything else?
I guess I can take my bonus action to guard spiritual weapon maybe.
You could do that.
Actually, I'd have to use a different spell slot, and I can't do that yet. Not if I need to be able to revive Clave. I mean, that being said, I can sanctify his body, make sure he doesn't decay, and then bring him back. But
So like
If you guys are assuming Clave is going to be willing to come back.
actually, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to cast Spare the Dying on Clave as a bonus action.
Well,
You
there you
also
go.
forgot that Darius might feel kind of lonely that he's not carrying that body around. He might want his body to carry.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll wrap his ass up. I got used to it, It was helping to work out my bum knee,
Okay.
I'm done.
So really, it's your turn.
All right. Here we go. Moving this Veil Warrior up to attack this guy. Great axe. We miss.
Miss. Yep,
And then the next attack on him. 16.
that misses.
Then the next attack on him.
That
22.
hits.
Finally. Move this one over to attack on him as well. 14.
That
Oh,
misses.
is sucking. So start here at the bottom. And attack that guy. 29 damage.
He's still up. Oh, sorry. Which guy were you taking? This guy or this guy?
That the second one you did.
Okay, good. That's the one I did.
Okay. And then the one right above Zarius will attack the assassin. Can never get to ping, which pisses me off. Anyway,
That's a hit.
21. The one
He's
that's-
he's barely hanging on.
Okay. And the next one will attack him. Critical. I think it's dead now.
Yeah, that more than kills him.
Okay.
He is cleaved in twain.
Okay. And then I got 3 left. Attack the one at the end. 24.
It's a hit.
24.
It's a hit.
21.
All hits.
Okay.
But he's still up.
I'm gonna have to do some healing on myself. So when it says higher level cast 11, that you add the 2 together.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's
I don't know if I was
20.
I don't know if I was doing that the whole time. Important note. Okay. Now I know that. All right. So let's. Okay. That is my turn.
Okay, so the remaining war priest, he is going to disengage and then move 1.
Deal. Sentinel? Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction.
Do you have you have Sentinel?
I do have Sentinel.
Okay,
Sentinel don't give no shits about no disengaging.
Oh.
Even if they take the disengage action.
so roll your attack of opportunity.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that hits.
Hell yeah.
So he is not
tracks.
So here's a question. If he takes the disengage action and then you punch him, that it? He can't revise. He doesn't get to take his move and he can't revise his action.
I mean, he took the action, right?
Oh, he tried to, and then he got stopped.
See what Jeremy Crockett has to say.
Yeah.
Yep. I have no idea whether or not he can change his mind on that, so I'll say he can't. And I am just going to start giving Sentinel to all of my enemies from now on. So that this ruling actually might negatively affect you someday. But then that's his turn. I guess he has a bonus action. He can bonus action something. Let's see. Yeah, sure, why not? Here's a bonus action. So you see a like ghostly claw appear in the air up near Aurelia. What the hell? He might as well upcast it. But he misses.
Nice.
with his attempt to hit you with his spiritual weapon. Now it's T-Hole's turn.
Now he is going to punish the war priest for trying to run away.
Those are all hits.
Nice. The amulet has been not doing great damage.
But he is dead, however.
Did he die on which hit?
He died on the third hit.
Okay. T-Hole would have continued to punch him. Just to, you know, he thought he was moving and twitching.
Yeah. So anything else you're doing?
No, that'll be it.
So Clave is down but stable, so now it's the assassin's turn.
Wisdom save.
Yep. That's weird. They're both still up, although one of them is on the verge of collapsing. So they're both going to disengage and start running.
Little do you know, I picked up Sentinel Knight.
So they are in the process of mounting their hippogriffs. So that's their turn. Zarius.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I forgot. One of the previous turns, I had meant to send Kepri over to rile up the hippogriffs and make them fly away, so that they wouldn't have a aerial escape route. I don't know if I can do anything to them from back here. I mean, I could move in their direction. 6. That's right. 10, 20, 25, 30. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I should be able to toll the dead one of them. I'll toll the dead the furthest one. I really hope they fail.
Well, he's dead.
Amazing.
Anything else you're doing?
I mean, I guess I could. How's the other one looking right now?
Not good. Not good at all.
You know what? Let's just fucking try it. I'm gonna action point and hit the other one with the same thing. Spare the dying. Or not spare dying, toll the dead. Not as good. That'll send here in a moment.
What was the damage?
It's taken a minute to send. There it is.
So that's enough to kill him.
Oh, nice.
So everyone's dead. You survived. Even Clave, although I don't know that Clave wanted to at this point.
So, Clave is going to remain unconscious. His injuries are just too great. And I don't think he's tough enough to handle it.
So what are the rest of you doing?
Teal's gonna look through everyone's pockets and possessions. One, to see what they have, but two, to see if they had any orders or if there was anything, I guess, of note on their persons.
So all of their equipment is the assassin's equipment is sort of okay. You could harvest some poison from each of them. Though I don't know that that benefits you as much, that you can't use poison. First, your attacks are already poisonous, and you can't really smear their poison onto your astral arms. But each
Yeah.
of them does have multiple vials of wyvern poison on them. So between them all, you can collect 14 vials of wyvern poison.
I think Teal would. Yeah, you collect that. You know, I can think of a few good uses for 14 vials of liver poison that don't involve smearing them all over weapons.
I'm gonna drop the Spirit Guardians and approach the Griffins.
Yeah.
Okay.
we could
I mean,
ride 'em?
there are 5 of them to your south and 5 more to your north.
I mean, it's fine.
You know, they
I-
don't appear to be tied up in any way, shape, or form. They were just left here, and seemingly just stayed where they were. You know, put. They must be well trained.
That's pretty good. I happen to have a +10 on my animal handling, so I'm hoping maybe I can, get us some friendly mounts here.
When you use the Bandor, you have to use a spell slot, right? It just gives you extra spells.
No, the Banderay has you can do certain things so many times per day.
But if
The
it's a-
horn just gives you access to certain spells, and you have to use
Right, a
you have to
spell
use
slot.
spell slots.
So if the Banderay has a first level spell, Speak with Animals, am I burning a slot or it just lets me use Speak with Animals? Right? Doesn't it burn a slot?
Right. No, that just lets you use speak with animals. I forget how many times per day.
Okay.
But like when you use your Banderay to cast like invisibility, that doesn't burn a spell slot.
I could try to speak to them, Zarius. Maybe with our combined efforts.
Perhaps. They seemed well trained.
But
You
what
may
you're
not-
saying, what you're saying is you don't want me to get involved.
Let us save this just in case it is useful elsewhere
Okay.
with less docile creatures.
Okay. So you go do that. I'm going to I'm gonna go over to the assassins, the dead assassins, and check on their clothing if they had like a big cloak or something, and try to remove them because we might need to put these cloaks on to pretend that we're the assassins, at least from a distance.
As we ride the hippogriffs.
Correct.
We could just get a long rest in. I mean, Clave could do that. But yeah, no, I think at least having these guys, these could be handy.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So what are you doing with these hippogriffs? You're just approaching them, trying to use animal handling?
Yeah, I mean, just to see if I can make it to see if they're amenable to us riding them, or if they're, sort of imprinted on their riders or whatever.
Okay, make me an animal handling check.
I shall try.
So you're pretty sure that if it really had been like anyone else, these things are vicious and trained to attack, but you are able to calm them down enough that they aren't attacking you.
Do I believe that I've calmed them down enough to where I can make them, a couple of them, friendly to us, to where we can ride them?
You might be able to do that. Like, it's not an instantaneous thing. You would have to you'd have to introduce them kind of to everybody one at a time because they're trained to be skittish. It might take a little bit of time.
Sure. Well, perhaps a little bit of bribe. I can have Kepri create food and water.
You could. So these things are definitely carnivores. Like, they eat meat and nothing but meat. So that's not really what Kepri creates. You do have a lot of bodies here, though.
Exactly. I was thinking just cut off some of the
Oh, that's true.
assassins and bring them
That
over.
is true. I wouldn't.
Like, you can tell from your animal handling check, they are not above eating the bodies of their former riders. They're like cats.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I would feel about them mangling these bodies.
That's fair. Yeah,
That's kind of against my whole thing here.
But I mean, they're not eating the bodies of the two assassins who you dropped right in front of them. You could just
But
tell
if
that
left
they-
to their own devices, probably.
But they haven't been encouraged.
Right.
Right.
Right. So what do you want
That's
to do?
not going to be the first thing on his mind, to feed him the bodies of of these people. That's not going to be the thing he thinks of. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see here. The food is bland but nourishing. It doesn't say what kind of food it is.
I mean, that's
like
fair, but
cram.
it's definitely not piles of meat. I imagine it's like porridge. Or like little wafers. It's like energy bars. Just
I imagine
tasteless,
it's something
flavorless communion wafers.
Communion wafers again.
I imagine it's something that's easily transported.
Right. Like communion wafers.
Yeah, but it's capable of feeding mounts, is why I mention it.
Right, but I assume
Steeds, but-
it's a difference between could you force them to eat it, and would they survive? Absolutely, they would survive. Would they consider it to be a bribe? Hell no.
Yeah. All right. So here's where I might go ahead and just pull in Aurelia. Perhaps speaking with these creatures could be useful.
Oh, okay.
I mean, does it seem like they're almost intelligent, or are they are animals, beasts of a sort?
Yeah, they are animals. They're hybridized weird magic animals.
Mhm.
I mean, they don't radiate magic, but it must have been magic that fused together a horse and a griffin to create them in the first place. But you could tell they're of animal intelligence. And they're,
Okay.
you know, they're ugly animals. Charisma 8, intelligence 2. They're pretty vicious.
Sure. Um. Yeah, I mean, so I'll just sort of communicate with Aurelia, and just it might be worth communicating and determining how best to persuade them to be friendly towards all of us.
Okay, so I'm gonna I will play my Glen Bandor so I can speak with them.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later. I always thought you could cast certain spells a number of times per day, but I don't have it open in front of me. And it's one of those things that's like not in the Roll20 index. So maybe I'm wrong about that and I've just misunderstood it. But
I mean-
for now you can cast Speak with Animals. It's fine.
Okay.
What's the range on Speak with Animals?
Isn't it self?
Yes, it is. So how close are you getting to them?
I'm gonna go up to Zarius. Let's see. I'm gonna go up to Zarius.
Right. Zarius, you probably would have had to have gotten closer than like the 60 feet or wherever.
Oh yeah,
however
I
far
would
you
have.
are.
I just stopped updating on the map is all.
Right.
So I
What do you
would
want to
definitely.
what do you want to say to them?
So how are we doing?
We're waiting. We wait for riders to return.
Oh, okay.
You kill riders.
Who does?
You kill riders. We see, we smell blood.
Oh, but we're the new riders.
You not riders.
Oh yeah, we are.
Riders of some other, perhaps.
Well, can't we be your riders?
We have riders. You kill riders.
Yeah, but well, I mean, it's just a change. It's just a management changeover. That's all. Just you're just new riders.
To give this is I've never encountered the indecision I'm feeling between animal handling and persuasion. You know what,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with animal handling.
Oh,
Sorry to say.
So now they're actually communicating. This is where persuasion happens.
Well, we may let you ride, perhaps your friend. But aren't you our enemies? And you see it sort of sniffs the air and its beak goes up. You all smell like food.
no.
And then another one sniffs the body next to it. My rider now smells like food.
You should probably eat him before.
As soon as you say that, it immediately stabs its beak into him and tears his stomach open and begins chowing down.
See, food. See, we brought you the food. They were holding out, to be honest. They had all kinds of food. They just never gave it to you.
All riders are food in the end.
Yeah, you got a point there. Anyway, there's how many of us? 4. There's 4 of us. We just need to go. We need a
You
lift.
may ride. You may ride. The reptile may ride.
What about everybody else?
What, everyone else? Who?
I point over in the direction where T-hole is.
So Teal is there. Clave is still unconscious and on the ground.
Yeah, but he can probably I don't know.
And you've also got, by the way, still several Veil Warriors who are going to be around for the better part of an hour.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of people standing around over that direction. So you just
Glaive smells
point
like
to them.
food.
I mean,
Hey,
all of you have enough blood on you at this point that you probably all smell a little bit like food. But Clave is kind of in the middle of a bunch of bodies, so he definitely smells like food.
Okay, so I tell Zaris, look, Zaris, me and you, they'll definitely give a ride to, but they're unsure about anybody else. So
We need to show them.
well, they said in the end, all riders are food.
To them, sure.
Right? Should we drag the other bodies over here so they can eat them?
Now 2 of the hippogriffs are fighting over the body that was torn open. They're doing
do
a
not-
tug of war between the 2 of them, and then you hear a snap and his spine breaks. And now they each have half.
See,
I do not believe that is necessary.
what's necessary?
Not necessary.
The other 3 hippogriffs begin sort of jockeying, seeing that 2 of them are being fed. A little bit of a frenzy is starting to get at the second body.
Hey, I
They
yell over to
begin-
T-hole. Better bring a body over here, T-hole.
Oh, I'm on my way. And he picks up one of the priests. And
just not
pre-
Clave.
Right, the priests are in a
right.
kind of chitinous armor, so and they're Goliaths. How much can you lift? I guess with your astral arms, maybe a lot.
Do you even lift, bro?
T-hole's swole.
Right, that was T-Hole's line to what's his name? I forget his name. Dost thou even hoist, bro? Back in the day when you bullied him.
Yes. Bucknerd.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, well, for one, T-hole's got the gaunts of ogre strength. Oh, I think
That's yeah, you have to tune to that. Although you could have done it during the short rest.
yeah, I imagine he would have just done that when he got a chance.
So then that's more than enough, although they still weigh in their armor, 300 pounds.
So yeah, quick. I'll deal with that. So yeah, I guess he'd be able to, with that, he'd be able to at least drag him. Because he'd have a 19 strength.
So all of them have begun, at least the 5 on this side. There are also 5 to the north of you as well. But the 5 on this side have all begun to sort of tuck in to the 2 bodies that were already here. One of them does break off, and begin to try to tear off the leg of the priest. Eventually finding that it has to eat its way through the chitinous armor. But then chewing on the meat of the leg.
T-hole would try to curry the favor of this carrion, and with one of his with his rot dagger, would just try to help take off the armor.
But yeah, you could definitely break the straps easily enough and get the larger pieces off pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, there you go, bird.
They probably have names. Do
that's
you guys
true.
have names?
Names. We have
Yeah.
like the names that the riders call us.
Like, what are those? What did they call you?
I am Cessinet.
Oh,
Does he like it?
get that hippogriff name generator out.
Yeah, I have it pre-programmed.
Just that. But what does he want to be called? That's what you want to know.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's Cessinet. I look at T-hole. I look at Sirius. It's like, okay, so which way are we going once we get on these hippogriffs?
I believe that north is where we need to go.
Because this thing lasts for about 10 minutes, so I've got to get all my directions in before.
Is it an instrument of the bard, that thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I did not expect that. to
What did you
happen.
do?
All right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, scroll up a little bit to see.
What are you doing?
Yeah. So basically every one of the spells is once per day.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I will try to like get their names and bring them some food. And we just need to get the hell out of here before like the second wave of griffins or hippogriff or whatever pegacorns show up and attack us.
yeah.
Because I'm sure they're going to wonder where the hell they went. But I'm definitely going to grab like a cloak off one of those assassins, even if it's like just a remnant or a piece, just to throw it over me, so we kind of look like them from a distance.
Okay. So you definitely have a cloak from one of them. I mean, all of their cloaks are pretty bloodied at this point.
Yeah.
But still functional. It could be easily cleaned.
Yeah, just so if somebody took a, and also all these assassins were like not the same species, like they were different species, so it wouldn't be obvious that we weren't them. But
Right. So the assassins, like I said, were humans and half elves.
okay.
So there was no dragonborn among them, but that's not to say there definitely were some dragonborn among their army. You don't necessarily pick. The two Goliaths were flying, but you don't necessarily pick like the heaviest possible riders for hippogriffs most of the time. And dragonborn like Goliaths tend to be pretty heavy.
I'm pretty heavy. Yeah, I mean, we should all put on these cloaks. Someone
Yes.
put one on Clave.
And then probably have Clave ride with T-hole or me, because I don't think we're gonna put him on a hippogriff, like strap him.
Strap him in.
Yeah, I mean,
There
Weekend at
do
Bernie's.
seem to be right. There do seem to be straps that go around the legs to try to hold people
Okay.
on. That said, it still might not be a good ride for him or the hippogriff if he's otherwise just flopping around. But the straps are basically there so that if you went unconscious while flying, you wouldn't immediately like fall off,
Okay.
plummet to your absolute death.
I would
Perhaps we
think
can-
I would think that if Clave is unconscious, that T-hole would kind of strap him up, like tie him to the front of him, and then like assuming that it's not that there are rains or anything, but kind of.
There absolutely are rains.
Oh, there are.
Yeah,
So yeah,
mean,
he kind
they're
of
like horses.
he'd have Clave just strapped to him and then around him, and his arms around him as holding onto the reins as they were going.
So someone has to make me at least one more animal handling check to see if you can get them to accept two more animal handling checks. One, Clave is not food, even though he's not moving and he's pretty bloodied. All indications are he is as much food as the people they're already eating. And then whether or not they'll let T-Hole ride.
Can I try maybe me and Aurelia together? With Aurelia's ability to speak to them. And my incredible +10 animal handling.
Right, you could roll with advantage.
Amazing.
That's good enough for them not eating Clave for now. They're not actually even hungry now. They're just eating because there's meat available. So
Right. What about T-Hole?
they're
They're not going to eat Clave. Got it.
Right. Second roll to see if they'll accept T-Hole.
Got it.
T-Hole.
This is it. This is where I go shit.
Oh,
Pretty fucking
No,
close.
20 is enough for them to agree that T-Hole can be a rider as well.
You are not orcs.
I tell them, in the span of 10 minutes, I tell them that Zarius is the leader and to follow his instruction.
That makes sense. Biggest should be leader.
Oh, yeah.
So which of the 5 hippogriffs, you're basically only taking 3, which 3?
Biggest 3.
That also makes sense to them.
Well, they'll be just hanging out here. Oh, Kepri will invisibly come onto my shoulder.
Yeah, they don't seem to take notice of Kepri. They're not particularly like olfactory based. They have very keen eyesight.
Yeah.
So the Veil Warriors are here probably for what, another 30 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Hanging out, like. So I
Maybe
go to Zari.
Maybe one of them knows what your mother was trying to tell you.
I guess I will. First, I'll say to Zarius, what do you think about leaving the rest of these hippogriffs?
I don't know what else we would do with them.
Well, I was thinking once we're out of sight, I would tell the Veil Warriors to kill the rest of them.
It seems like they were barely even tamed in the first place.
Yeah.
They might be okay just to be free to roam.
Like take the reins off of them?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll tell them to do that. Hopefully they won't become. Oh, that's not my problem.
So is that what you're going to tell the Veil Warriors?
Well, I will ask them if they recognize the person who looked like my mother.
No, she was not supposed to be here. She is not one of the Veil Warriors.
Well,
She had the smell of the Cat Lord about her.
Oh,
Probably some sort of trick of his. He's incredibly flighty.
oh, tell me about it. Yeah, I'm well aware. Well aware of the Cat Lord's shenanigans. So it was probably just a trick to cause me pain and suffering like he is used to doing. At least I wasn't changed into an infant this time. Anyway, when we leave, you can just hang out here till you're relieved, or go ahead and take the reins, cut these, make sure these hippogriffs are free to roam. They may view you as food, so I would be careful.
Well, we are already dead. To die again is no great concern of ours.
Oh, okay.
But are you sure that's what you want? You still have our service for a while yet. Melora bid us to come to you and save you from this fight. We are happy to travel with you for as long as we are allowed to be here, although I don't know if these animals will let us ride them. Hippogriffs tend to be nasty animals, nasty creatures.
Yeah.
If you want us to release them, though, that's fine by us. We'll release them when you leave, and then we will return to the Vale.
Yes, I thank you, Melora, for saving us.
I'm sure we'll meet again. I don't know whether or not this other person will appear. Cat Lord has a way of getting into things when he wants to. Melora tolerates it.
Well, better than me. I don't seem to tolerate it. But
It will be at least another 7 days before you can call us again. Cat Lord rarely does anything capriciously. He usually has deeper plans than that. So I suppose I'm curious as to why he sent this alternative warrior. Not much of a warrior, it seems. She died almost immediately.
yeah. Yes, she did. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't long enough for even me to notice now that I think of it, but it could have been some trick that he was doing. I'm not sure. I'd really like to
Well-
talk to him. Some things I'd like to find out, but maybe
I
I'll
don't-
maybe that will happen.
I don't know how to get in touch with the Cat Lord. But I suppose if he's trying to get in touch with you, he will find a way at some
Oh,
point.
I'm sure he will. Sure, if I found an empty box or something, I'm sure it would attract him. I will do some kind of bow or whatever to these warriors. Sure, there's some kind of ceremonial bow. I'll probably do it wrong, but thanking them.
Yeah,
And we
she
will-
she is clearly uncomfortable with people bowing to her, so she sort of awkwardly bows back. Safe journeys. I hope that Melora protects you.
Yes.
And
Seems
thank you
she's-
for this interesting fight. It
Oh.
can get boring being dead.
Never thought of that. Well, I won't hesitate next time. Thank you. Really.
So you're flying north, or where do you want to go?
Yeah, north. I think we'd be heading towards the southern sage, or at least the gates of Sul.
We should fly north until we can find a better place to set up camp.
Right. I mean, we should make our way towards there, but we're not going to make it in one go. We should head that way, and you're right, find camp.
Have we all put on the robes? because I would put on robes to look like normal rider.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly can find enough robes. I imagine like it's got to be super tight around Zarius, all these humans and half elves.
Just cut the arms. Just the
Yeah,
arms off.
sleeveless
Yep.
robe.
Yep.
Sleeves are bullshit. We all know this.
Yeah, as I walk away, I play Song for the Dead for the Veil Warriors.
So you all take off and fly north. How long do you want to fly? The hippogriffs could go, you could go for like a full 8 hours.
That's unfair. I mean, I would just assume you would go as long as
Though,
they will
yeah,
fly, but
although right at this point you're all incredibly jaded. Like the hippogriffs are probably considered fast by a lot of people, but not by windwalk speeds. In 8 hours of travel, you can make it 36 miles.
Ugh.
Right. As it numbers these things. I just want to go until we find a place to rest, honestly.
Yeah, I'd imagine like we'd probably be hugging or like staying somewhat proximal to like the mountain area. And then we'd find like some cavern or like outcropping to rest under or find shelter.
Right. As you are aware from wandering through that these mountains are riddled with caves. You're not sure that there's definitely places with giant caverns underneath. You're not sure of any large cave openings that lead to them, like the one that went into the Dragon's Palace. Originally, you had to squeeze through a bit to get there, at least Zarius did. And you kind of had to crawl through the cave opening. But
Yeah.
eventually you do come upon an area where the rock has seemed to have caved in, and there's a fairly deep depression that probably once led to a deeper cave, but is still sufficiently deep that you could hide the hippogriffs and yourselves. It's also about halfway up the rock face, so it's not directly at ground level, which might make it easier for people to overlook it.
I just want to hopefully find one that doesn't appear to be big enough for a big old dragon to walk through. In case it's, one of the entrances to my patron's, one of her many caves.
I mean, so the opening I described, it actually is big enough that a dragon could probably enter it the same way you would. And still get at you. If you wanted to find like a small cave entrance, it takes a little bit of like stopping and starting. You have to go inspect the cave to see how deep it is, but you do eventually find one that has a relatively tiny opening. A little too tiny for the hippogriffs to fit through, though. There are other caves. You could definitely try to find one that would also fit the hippogriffs.
I don't know what other people think.
well,
Like the first one we went into the big cave, does it look like there were signs of any large creatures that lived in it? Like, did it look like a dragon passed through?
No, like I said, it only went in about 50 feet.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like the back of the cave once went deeper, but it collapsed. But it appears to be a natural cave. It's also halfway up the cliff face, so there's no only a flying creature could get into it very easily, or, possibly like mountain goats, I guess. But it would be hard for most animals to make their way into it. The problem would be if the Draco Lich were tracking you, which it very well might do for all you know, it could also easily fit into the mouth of that particular cave.
Gotcha. Well, we'd probably be fine, but let's see if we can do this the smaller cave.
Be handy to find one of these where these both can work well. We
If
technically
you want to,
won't,
if you,
we
if you want
won't
to make
need
it,
the hippogriffs after our long rest,
Hmm.
so we could hop off and then let them go on their merry way.
That's fair.
Yeah.
As long as they won't go back and tell people where we're sleeping.
yeah, I mean, I guess you wouldn't know. You didn't get to speak to them.
Yeah, he's just assuming that these are shifty hippogriffs that have been coerced into bearing us.
Not many have the capability to speak with them.
I mean, also Aurelia, you would sort of be aware that it's just not how they think about things. Like they would not necessarily be able to, it wouldn't occur to them to try to lead somebody else here to begin with.
Right.
And even if they did, it's not 100% clear that they would exactly remember the spot.
They don't think of loyalty that way.
Well,
Right.
I
They,
s-
I mean, they definitely don't think of loyalty, but like it doesn't occur to them that when they go back, that the people who otherwise are now going to feed them would want to know where you are. Like it's not Lassie where it's like, what is it, girl? You want to lead us to the secret cave where they're hiding?
Where's Timmy? Where's T-Ho?
he's down the well.
Yeah.
I,
Lassie was literally significantly smarter than these creatures, though.
I would.
I mean, Lassie was the
suggest-
smartest person on that show. I don't know if you've ever
Yeah.
seen Lassie, but those were the dumbest humans in the world. They were constantly falling into holes. Tractors were
Yep.
tipping over on them. It is a miracle they could run a farm and survive. I don't know how they did it without Lassie.
If we want to let them free, I would suggest cutting the reins and stuff off so somebody doesn't spot a bunch of hippogriffs without riders, or as opposed to just hippogriffs riding without reins. I don't know how common hippogriffs are, but
Yeah, you wouldn't know how common hippogriffs are.
yeah.
I
So
mean, Zarius, you would be aware that in the green parts of the southern desert along the mountains, there are, there's a fair wild population of them. It's not uncommon for some dragonborn to try to tame and ride them.
yeah, so
Right.
definitely suggest taking their reins off and stuff, so it looks like they're free. If that's our plan.
I think it's the best plan of action.
Okay.
So the saddles are very nice. The saddles are probably worth something, although they're sort of specialized to hippogriffs. It's easy enough to remove the harness and the saddles from them.
Okay.
And then, now that you've landed, they basically stand there as you go into the cave. They continue to stand there just watching.
After we took off the
Yeah.
barding.
I mean, these, like I said, these are trained, so they've been trained to stay where once you get off, they stay where they are. They're just staring at you.
Way look at you, just make you kind of uncomfortable.
Right. But you're in your cave.
Do you want me to cast Leomans?
At this point, it's, the sun has set just barely, so it is dark out.
Wouldn't hurt, just in case.
Now, if it's a ritual, can I cast it as a ritual if it says ritual or no?
Yes. Bards have ritual casting, right?
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Typically, if you don't have a spell book, it needs to be prepared.
Right. It has to be one of your spells known.
Right. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Oh, that's right. Bards are known spellcasters.
Okay. Yeah. So I will cast Leomand's Dark Room, and
This is where Aurelia does her pictures, develops her pictures.
mm,
So what's the inside of Leomund's dark room? How gloomy is it inside, since you can adjust like the temperature and atmospheric effects?
oh yeah, it's probably like not much over 50 degrees. And it looks like starlight in the top, and then kind of like black light all around. There's a strange smell in the air.
So you're inside this dimly lit blackened sphere. It's dark outside to begin with, so it's probably pitch black in here for people who don't have dark vision.
Well, can I make it like the two-way mirror? You know, I can see out, but people can't see in. Or does that works anyway like that, right?
Right. So it's a little more impinged than usual because the cave doesn't completely accommodate the full radius. But lengthwise, it's only just the four of you and Kepri. So you're able to all fit in. I assume you're just resting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is exhausting.
Figure out what would be the best way to deal with Clave's fucking exhaustion.
Does Greater Restoration take away a level or no?
It does.
Yeah.
Greater Restoration does have like a diamond requirement, though.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know we got that stuff.
But you're able to get your long rest.
Down to one level of exhaustion.
Oh, really?
It's-
I'm down to 3.
You don't have to drag.
It is still dark out when your 8 hours have elapsed.
Amazing.
Are you, Clave, are you feeling better?
Clave is still unresponsive.
I feel like Zarius would just be looking at him like he's so dramatic.
Are you saying that, or are you just looking at him with that look on your
I
face?
feel like I would just think it. There might be some head shaking though.
Oh, by the way, here's a fun little tidbit. I used the last charge of my wand to fireball, so now I get to roll to see if it crumbles into dust. Who wants to bet I rolled a 1?
There you go. The bright spot of the day for Clay.
But I regained the minimum number. 2.
Take anything now.
So it'll still be about like 4 hours before daylight when you're able to cast Windwalk again. Is there anything anybody's doing in the meantime?
Spells.
Oh, cool. When you press long rest, it also reduces exhaustion by 1 automatically. It's neat.
And it restores hit die. Let's see. I guess if we're waiting around, T-Hole would do some exploring. You know, just to have something to do and not sit in the cave all day.
So what are you exploring? The cave?
The surrounding, I guess the cave, and then I would spend a little time like looking around outside. Just to see a little bit more about the area we're in.
So it seems as though like you're deeper in the mountains now. So this is not the same sort of channel you were in before. Those seem as though there might be periodic floods that have cut their way through the mountains over time. Deeper in the mountains, though, you're at a significantly higher elevation than you were before. It would have been impossible to get here if you weren't actually flying, or at least it would have required a lot of mountain climbing. So the terrain outside this cave is extremely rugged. You do notice there are a lot of caves around here. Probably the dragon picked this area because the rock essentially forms natural caverns and caves pretty easily. It's still dark outside though. So are you going to use your visage so that you can see?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. I forgot it was dark. In that case, T-Hole will just hang out until it's light.
Okay. So the dawn comes, and Zarius is again in a position where he could cast Windwalk.
We should get Clave to a more mobile condition.
Should I sit him up? Is that a more mobile position?
By the way, his head's caved in.
Yeah, his head is deflated.
I have a bicycle pump in my inventory.
Still kind of.
Zarius, is there something wrong with his head?
Besides the brain that is within, I do not know.
T-Hole starts like feeling his head. It's like, how does my head look? How's my face look?
Your head has not deflated. I mean, are you as a player confused about why his head deflated?
No, T-Hole is seeing this and then is having vanity.
Right. And you're relieved to find your head is still perfect.
Must be. Yeah, at least it sounds like feels like it's probably not contagious.
Right. And whereas like initially when you noticed it happening to him before, it kind of gave him almost like a Neanderthal like thick brow, and a flat skull, but now it's at the point where it is just like a slope. So it is extremely unnatural looking at this point.
Still looking through spells here.
Wow, that has it's grown fast.
Well, I mean, unless he's correcting it, it's been the whole 8 hours at least since he's corrected it from the prior time. Like it actually sort of looks like this should be impacting his brain. Like his brain should be occupying some of the space that is now just sloped downward.
T-Hole's had suspicions. But maybe he's like, oh, this tracks, you know. Clave's brain should be working, but he's still functioning. So maybe there was, you know, maybe his brain's wired differently. So yeah, I guess we'd wait around until we're all ready to windwalk.
Yeah, I'm not sure what spell Zarius is looking for. Pretty much
Uh,
greater
well-
restoration on the exhaustion.
I know that part. I just want to be prepared for any other bullshit. Um, what's
That's
this?
true. And Kepri is she is also rested, so she's back to full health.
Indeed. Mm. If only. That could have been handy.
Actually, come to think of it, Zarius, give me a perception check. Okay, make me a medicine check now.
Uh,
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I'm just gonna send you a message.
It's impressive.
this is almost third edition type kind of numbers here.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Almost. That 20 that I took with Flint Fireforge, it was a 39. It's damn near a 40. Crafting that just a ring.
So I don't know what you want to do with that information, Darius.
Interesting. I would ask Kepri if what all, if anything, can she remember from her time when scouting?
I was looking around, and then there were this group of hippogriffs and their riders. They charged me, and it seemed as though one of them knew where I was. The others really didn't. They were flying around randomly, but the one who knew where I was, he had in his hand a curved sword that he used to strike at me. That was all I remember. Then everything went black. Then I woke up and I was on the ground, and I had miraculously survived.
Was there no one around you?
Not that I can recall. There were hippogriff riders like nearby, but not, they weren't standing right over me at that point. I think they had simply not noticed where I'd fallen.
Yeah, and like examining like where she was wounded and everything, and it appears you were killed.
Well, that can't be right. I'm still alive.
It is possible to resurrect people.
But you weren't around, so who would resurrect me?
This I do not know.
Maybe I'm immortal. Theol's immortal, right? So it could
Not
happen to me
tested.
too.
I sure am.
I hear sometimes there are these donkeys.
This is not something to be tested.
But if I am immortal, it means I could just fly back and save our patron.
How?
Well, I mean, even if I get killed, I'll just come back and then I'll continue. I'll push on until eventually I succeed.
This is not how this works. You still must have the skills and knowledge to save her.
Well, that's probably true.
And then I will cast Greater Restoration on Clave. At least once here.
So with that, Clay begins to stir. Where am I?
What would that bring you down to? 2?
Yeah.
That's still half movement.
Yeah.
Can't have that. I'll do it again.
Oh, that feels wonderful.
Now step to it. We have a task.
I feel like shit. And he starts to prop himself up. And just kind of feeling his body for his wounds. And then he feels his head and he's like, what?
Your face is different.
Wow, it's gotten really bad. I haven't concentrated on it in a while. I've had to be doing that to maintain my face. And then he concentrates and he tries to reform it into its original shape, or at least the shape of the human that he's taken.
He watches. A little bubble seems to form, pushes outward, popping his skull back into its correct shape.
Okay, that's better. And then he whistles and shadows leap from the ground and wrap themselves around him. And it looks like they form an armor before they become invisible or fade from sight. So where are we?
We're in a cave on top of the mountain, or one of the mountains. We're
How did we get-
resting.
How did we get here? We didn't wind walk, did we?
No. We rode one of the hippogriffs.
Hippogriffs. Did you just tie me onto it?
Yes, you dangled.
That explains some of the soreness.
Well, technically, I tied you to
And
the cave.
chafing. And then Clave sees all the blood on his clothes and he's like, all right, that's not gonna do. And he flicks his fingers for a minute and then touches his clothes and then they are no longer soiled.
Or torn. You got stabbed a lot. little puncture wounds.
Well that one is a bit easier to manage since my my clothes are magical and they can
Right.
appear as I want them to. All right, so we're in a cave on a mountain. We were riding hippogriffs. So what now? Did we wait, how did we get away from those assholes that stabbed me?
We killed them.
Are dead.
Okay. All of them? Did any of them get away?
All dead. Only the hippogriffs remained.
Good. All right, so what's our next move?
You can find the southern sage or whatever his name is.
Yeah, the faster we can get rid of this staff, better.
Exactly. As well as finding our way to Dharma Shah.
We should
Um,
consider
Thank you.
which specific question we will be asking this sage.
Well, I thought that the question we were asking is, where is that magical oasis that can heal us?
Yeah, that's
I
the
believe-
the lost city of Dohat Pajar.
Doha.
Dharma. Yeah, Dharma Shah's on the map. Easy to
Yeah.
find.
I was thinking Doha Bashar.
No, that makes sense. 2 Ds.
So, I thought that that's what we're asking.
Right. It's the
That is likely the best question, yes. This city is probably filled with many secrets that we can learn that could help us.
All right, well,
Shall we move? Who's leading us?
what do you mean leading?
we're going to the gates of Sewell, are we not? You just keep going north.
Yeah, at this point, notwithstanding the map on the screen, you don't necessarily like know with pinpoint accuracy where you are in the mountains. You have a general sense that you flew in a bit to get to higher elevations to find this cave you're in. So you're not sure if it's 100% directly north. And the gates of Sewell themselves, I mean, there's a settlement around the gates of Sewell that you might be able to spot from a distance if you get close enough. And that's probably your best bet for how you'll locate it, depending on, you know, if you happen to choose the right direction. So you might, you know, want to consider whether or not there's some other magical means of detecting it. But moving, it has to be generally north of where you are.
Yeah. If we hadn't just teleported in here, I would say my keen mind could be helpful in terms of tracking distances and stuff, but that no longer applies.
Right. There's also the fact that you've seen maps, but the actual maps are never 100% accurate. Like there's still people who are hand drawing these things down on these maps. Like the gates of Sewell, even on this map, the gates of Sewell are giant. It's really only like 20 feet across. Like the gate itself is only 20 feet wide, so it's not that big a target. But moving north is definitely the way to find it.
Right. So we should walk to the north. Hopefully we're close enough where it won't be more than a day of travel.
Oh, I mean, wind walking, it'll be like an hour to get most of the way there at least. So I assume you cast that spell using the beads.
Yes.
So flying up and over the mountains, you actually have to descend quite a bit to get to desert level at this point. And then the secondary mountains that surround Akydos are ahead of you, so you'll have to fly over them as well. As you cross through the plain between the two sets of mountains, you can see off in the distance the structures of the temples and the pyramids where most of the ancient sultans are buried, as well as some of the most holy sites in Zarius's religion. Continuing to fly, you fly over this secondary set of mountains, again at about 100 miles an hour. It all shoots by very quickly. As you once again get to open desert, ahead of you, you see what appears to be two Pegasi that are being chased by two flying black snakes that are wreathed in flame. Clearly demonic. You could see that they have human-like eyes in their skulls. And one of them gets close enough that you see the trailing Pegasus burst into flames. And you hear a scream of a dragonborn on its back as it begins to plummet. And that's when you realize, Zarius would have seen this earlier, that both of the Pegasi are being flown by dragonborn. Both of them, both the Pegasi and the riders, are heavily injured. Although now one of the Pegasi and a dragonborn are on fire and plummeting from the sky. And that's where we'll wrap it up for this week, since we're going to lose T-Hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Thank you. Thanks for running.
I don't know how we're supposed to deal with that. Fucking clouds.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't have to deal with it. It just saying what you see.
I mean, we can strafe the monster, draw its attention.
Yeah, that's true.
Or not.
Yeah, or not.
Something to decide next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
So I have to say, I felt bad for you, Mike. You went down in the first round,
Yeah,
and then you really didn't want to get up because of the exhaustion.
yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, I mean, you were definitely at the point where the inability to rest really was costing the party.
I keep I haven't had to use it in a while, so I forgot that I can bonus action fucking spare the dying.
At that moment, here's in part why I felt bad for Mike. At that moment, I was not sure Mike wanted you to spare the die.
I mean, it could still be hit, so
All right, but thanks for playing.
Yep.
Yeah, enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys later.
Have a good
Later.
night.
Alright. Take it easy.